Hey everyone, welcome to group break number 273. We have a case of 2020-21 Upper Deck Series 2 hunting for some Kaprizovs. Hey, kind of one of the hotter young guns on the market right now. So obviously would have been hotter if the Wild made it into the second round. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this. I've really just kind of... really like Series 2. It's treated us really well. That's the other thing to remember is it has treated us super well. So let's go ahead and let's get into the randoms. 3 times on the names, 3 times on the teams. Who you line up with is who you get. Let me get random.org pulled up here. Alright, team random. Hey Callum, good to see you again. So here we go. 3 times on the names, 3 times on the teams. Once, twice, third time, David Button, Maxime Donnet, top and bottom. There we go. And teams 3 times. Once, twice, and thrice. There we go. Sharks on the bottom, Yotes on the top. Again, you kind of want the Wild here. So here we go. Good luck, everyone. David, you've got the Coyotes. Dan, you've got the Islanders. Maxime with the Rangers. That's not a bad team to have. Kevin, you've got the Ducks. Robert with the Flyers. Maxime with the Hurricanes and Predators. Emil, you've got the Habs. Not bad. Kim with the Kings. Emil with the Lightning. Scott, you got the Wild. Dan with the Avs. Pierre with the Penguins. Robert, you got the Devils. Kevin with the Oilers. Dan with the Panthers. Not a bad team to have either. Kim with the Bruins. Robert, you've got the Vegas Golden Knights. Callum with Detroit. Craig with the Flames. Emil with the Senders. Kevin with the Capitals and Blue Jackets. David, you got the Canucks. Nelson with the Jets. Bill with the Leafs. Nelson with the Stars. Graham with the Blues. Emil with the Sabres. Dan with Chicago. And Maxime with the Sharks. There are your teams. Let me get them copied over. Just like as a heads up for breaks for the next little bit, it's going to be a lot more of a... You're going to see a lot of Series 1, Series 2 extended. Probably a little bit... Stature's supposed to come out next week, so that will be something to throw into the mix. We've got 2 boxes of Ultimate left. A box of Premier that I'm kind of holding off for... was holding off for a mix or with Stature. It just depends on how much Stature we get. So, kind of some stuff waiting, but break-wise, it's going to be fairly just kind of value breaks with Series 1, Series 2, stuff like that. So, kind of what we have to work with. So, here we go. Yeah, hopefully Series 2, hopefully it treats us as nicely as it has. It's been really nice to us over the past year. So, when did it come out? It came out in I want to say March last year. Series 2 got bumped back to July 6th. So all the changes happened then. They all came through yesterday. So pretty much everything outside of the Kraken box set, Stature, SP Authentic, and next year's MVP in Series 1 got release date changes. So, and again, everything's kind of just pointing to just print issues, which is fine. It's just taking longer to print stuff and get stuff in hand, so that makes sense. Here's the top. And here's the bottom, because there we go. I mean, I think every company's going through it right now, so there's just printing issues in general. I did not cut through this. So I know I saw, I didn't know how much it was affecting Panini, but I saw some people saying hey, Prism's not out before the draft for once. And that's really rare for football. It's normally always out before, so it felt like football had some delays. Oh, it was almost Perfect. Look at that. There we go. Alright. There's the case. So, but I mean, hey, like that's kind of, you know, we just gotta have a little bit of patience, unfortunately. So, let me get some box numbers in here. There we got. Go full screen just in case I need to grab. 045187, 045186, 042675, 045275. It's kind of weird with the two there, so it's on the left. The middle row will be, this one's upside down. It is 04266661, 044947, 045183, and this is 045280. There we go. So this way, when I reference the box numbers later on, we have the full serial numbers. 045271, 045185, 045180, 045181. Here we go. So yeah, Battle of Alberta started yesterday. That was a interesting game, to say the least. Definitely thought that the Flames were going to run away with it, and then, you know, McDavid was McDavid and stormed back. McDavid's kind of found that, like, he's definitely found that next day. Honestly, like, I know some of the goals on the Oilers goalies weren't the best, but, like, the Flames seemed like a lot of, like, just, the Flames have a lot of good shooters, and they got a lot of, like, high danger shots off, like, in the slot, and you can't do that with Calgary. You just can't. So, they're too good. I mean, yeah, I don't know who I really want to win in that series. I think in terms of chaos theory, like, the most absolute, like, madness that can be caused out of it is a Flame sweep with McDavid doing well, but the rest of the team kind of not. McKinnon for the Avs. So that's kind of what I'm cheering for. Foodie and Kivlenix on the rookie dual materials. Card had lots of stickiness to it. Vancheck for the Capitals on the retro. Move this up a little bit. Sorry, I just need to move my light back slightly. There we go. Checklist. Young and Camus of Evans for the Habs. So, like, when my team's not in it, my playoff view is whatever will cause the most chaos in the offseason. Calfoot for the Lightning. This is a soft cut edge. Again, sometimes that happens. It's nothing uncommon, but Bowers for the Avs on the portraits. French variation of Crosby for the Penguins. We'll, let's leave on top of that just because it's Crosby. Just because it's Dr. Crosby. Hack-and-Paw for the Ducks. base feels different than Series 1. Lankinen for Chicago on the Young Guns. Ustimenko for the Flyers on the retro. Alexia for the Capitals. It'll be interesting to see how the Avs fare today. Yolevi for the Canucks. Scheifele for the Jets. Weber for the Habs. I think, I mean, the Hurricanes storming back and surging to victory yesterday. God, that was bad. That was bad. That was a bad joke. Anyways, them kind of coming from behind and winning that game was pretty good. Rangers played really well through the first couple, but then Carolina just made the line switches, and Seth Jarvis, man. Seth Jarvis is probably going to be a Series 2 Young Gun. Probably won't sell for the most out of the gate, but I think Jason Robertson type player where over time, like, he is going to just pop off and probably will be a good bet. But it depends on that initial release point, because I didn't think Drysdale would have been a $50 Young Gun at release, and he was, so. And given that Jarvis is in the playoffs on the first line for top team, might get a little bit more love. Hey, Buffett. What I'd like to see in the break today, I'd like to see, again, any high gloss, like, especially a Young Gun. I'll take a Young Gun exclusives or a high gloss. No, just a Crosby French variation. So, nothing major, but like something. Probably doesn't sell for a ton, but yeah, I'd like to see like a good French Young Gun, and a like an exclusives or high gloss Young Gun would be nice. But we haven't really hit good clear cut Young Guns in this, so I'd like that to change. Prisky for the Panthers. I'd like that be our like goal for the break. Is a good clear cut. Kershaw for Chicago. Ty Smith for the Devils. Draisaitl for the Oilers on the award winners retro. Mikkola for the Blues. DeBrincat for Chicago. Byram for the Avs. Ustimenko for the Flyers. Entwistle for Chicago. Wow, dual jersey box. I can't say I've ever seen that. Kershaw for Chicago. Nice two-color swatch on that. Kasha for the Flyers. And Blackwood for the Devils. So, do we get our 6 Young Guns? Yeah, we got our 6 Young Guns. We got our French. We just got 2 jersey cards. Can't say I've seen that, but hey, first time for everything. Let me get the base cards out of the way here. Alright, next box, this is 185. Alright. And I'd love to see a high gloss or an exclusive. Good clear cut. Goal number 1 is a good clear cut. I think I flipped half of these one way and half the other. There we go. Alright, box 2. Box 2. Another jersey card. I mean, hey, I wouldn't say no to the Kaprizov jersey card, but super short print, so. I mean, hey, we have pulled 2 of his exclusives, so. Never say never. His rookie shield got pulled last week from Ultimate. That's a nice little, that's a car. We have an exclusives. It is a base, but we have an exclusives. Again, they are more common this year, so. Than at least the current one. Yellowson for the Flames. Byram for the Avs. Edler for the Canucks on the French. Yossi for the Predators and the award winners. Mikey Anderson for the LA Kings on the jersey. Monahan for the Flames. McNiven for the Habs. Mantha for the Red Wings. This one, Poganski for the Blues. On the Young Guns, we have a Robertson for the Leafs on the Porters. Wolf for the Leafs. Gaudette for the Canucks on the exclusives to 100. Gaudette for the Canucks on the exclusives to 100. And uh-oh, there's a Jimmy Stu for the Senators. Nice one. Got injured in the World Championship, so you can't play there, unfortunately. It sounded like it was like not super serious, but enough to be like, hey, but not risk it. Like, he wanted to still play, and the Ottawa team doctor was there for Canada. Just like, no, we shouldn't risk this. So, because like this could be long-term damage for your knee. So, type of thing is from what I gathered. They just wanted to make sure it healed properly, which is fair. Which is fair. So a good start. Crosby French, dual jersey, exclusives, Stützle. Obviously, you'd like to have a better name on the exclusives. That pack got crimped a little weird. Actually, a couple of these have weird seals at the top. Like, just there's the machine was just like slightly off. You definitely have that more like early 90s pack thickness to them, like the foiling. It's not like the modern packs where they're thinner. That's one thing that's like always kind of weird is when I go back to like, you know, 2019, 20 products and earlier, the packs feel different than now. It's actually not as bad now as what it was then, but there's a point where it's just like, yeah, I know it's an older product. I can tell by the packs. Pino for the Capitals. Panarin for the Rangers. 4, 5, 6, 7. Camas of LeBanc for the Sharks, and Gensel on the Dazzlers for the Penguins. Francis for the Avs. Vanecek for the Capitals. McMichael for the Capitals. So base card behind there. Skinner for the Oilers. Bowers for the Avs, which means we should probably have the other Bowers for the Avs. Nope. It's Larmy for the Penguins. Shellman for the Sharks. I can get Shellman. Might be Kelman. Retro of Harley for the Stars. Kravtsov for the Rangers. That's all she wrote. All right. Box 2 is down. Box 3. 1 goal for Tampa. Man, like, I don't know. Like, I just don't see Tampa being able to have the gas to last the entire playoffs. But, like, I don't know. I think they were lucky to get past the Leafs. Especially in Game 6. They got pretty lucky there. This is 180 on the box numbers, by the way. Especially with the with how overtime went and stuff, like, and even Game 7, but yeah. So essentially, you want like the Lightning to blow out Tampa, Knight come in and absolutely steal the show. Oh yeah, you definitely, I remember that. So I don't know, I just like, I don't know if Tampa's as deep as what they were. They're still good, like their top end's still really good. Their goaltending has been good, but and like it's gonna be hard to see a team get past the Avalanche right now the way they're flying, but again, all it takes is an injury or two, and you know, yeah, and they lost point. Like that's a tough one there. But the flip side is that like they do have depth, not as much depth as what they used to, but they still have quite a bit of prospect depth. So like they've been able to kind of like just call players up and be fine. Like Ross Colton is solid, so. All right, these just feel like greasy. Prisky for the Panthers. We've got a Nijov for the Sharks. Make sure there's not a card behind it. There is not. Typically that's been our French, so. Kivlenix for Columbus on the Young Guns. Another exclusives of Eriksson Ek to 29 or to 129 of 100 for the Wild. Seven Brome for the Red Wings on the Young Guns. Should have a canvas at the back. Nope, no canvas, just the Dazzlers. Dazzlers of Jack Hughes for the oh, it's because it's behind it for the Devils, and then Ed Jackman for the Rangers on the retired canvas. Really is like a good hockey shot there. 2, 3, come on, pan out. There we go. Anthony Angelo for the Penguins on the Young Guns. Let me just, there we go. That should be better. Broberg for the Oilers and Marcus Foligno for the Wild on the French. They're being difficult today. Holy cow. Draisaitl for the Oilers. There we go. Onger for the Stars on the retro. He nearly stole that show. Oh, yep. Young Gun pile. Good call. At least it's Angelo, but good call. Braden Burke for the Yotes. Cale Makar for the Avs. These are all just, like, I don't know how else to describe them other than, like, slick. Oh, yeah. Ottinger was fantastic. Like, he had something like 15 goals saved above expected. Like, Markstrom had, from all perspectives, Markstrom had a great playoff series. And, like, Ottinger just like, absolutely, there was no comparison between the two. And, like, who was better. Which is the insane part. Like, he was just insane. So, yeah, that was one player. And it's like, he's a good goalie. Like, he's got a real good chance to be the next great goalie. And, I mean, Dallas seems to crank them out. So, I think we have our clear cut coming up. Maybe not a young gun, but we do have a clear cut. I mean, I hope long term that, like, we start getting over the this goalie is young or, like, too young type of thing. And, like, because you don't quite know when a goalie's best season's going to be. I mean, some of the best seasons for goalies are, like, their rookie years. And, you know, you almost wonder what could have been if they started earlier, right? You know, like, if Demko played a year or two before, is his peak, you know, 2 years earlier. Oh, man, the goaltending in last night's games were just... I mean, the first game was phenomenal. The second game was even better, especially if you like goals. I loved the goaltending in the second game. Makar for the Avs. Zagadulin for the Flames. Hot for the Flyers. I think he'll bounce back. Checklist. So if we get a second one between the Sabres and Senators, we will random it off. But Sabres is Emil. Senators is... Oh, no, it's not a random. Emil has both. Right? Let me check the team viewer. Yeah, Emil has both. Perfect. Not a random. Cool. Don't even have to worry about it. Laugh for the Rangers on the rookie portraits. It's probably here now. Laugh on the blue. Alright, you know what? Let's just throw them up one. Just because he's still in the playoffs. He's doing well. Relative, so. Zagadulin. Yeah, Zagadulin's a pretty fun name to say. Clear cut. Batherson for Ottawa. Regula for Chicago. Killorn for the Lightning. Robertson for the Leafs. Jonas Johansson for the Sabres. And, well, hey. Not bad. Oh, yeah, the Rangers definitely could use Zach Jones on that blue line. Especially against Carolina, I think. Like, you need someone who's going to be able to move the puck a little bit better. So 2 Jimmies to start us off. 2.5 if you count the checklist. And 3 boxes. Yeah, you got a lot in there. Just buy the team. You know. Could you imagine if an owner was secretly like collecting hockey cards and it's just like, I want to drive the price down of this player so I can get more. Or like, I want to play him more so his go up in value. This is 045181 on the box numbers, by the way. There we go. All right, this is the third of the way mark. Actually, speaking of like the games last night, I wonder how Bill's doing today. Probably stressed. 2 exclusives in 3 boxes is kind of wild. Should have a program of excellence left as well. Maybe we'll hit one of the like Byfield errors. Byfield technically has rookie materials in this, but they're not on the checklist because they weren't supposed to be in this. Alright. Yeah, so far so good. Like, would like to spread the Young Gun love around a little bit. I mean, we got 2 Jimmies. We probably won't see another one for the rest of the break, so that's fine. I mean, I guess if we see another one, it'd probably be a good one, so. Larmy for the Penguins on the red. Legason for the Oilers on the Young Guns. Adam Fox for the Rangers on the canvas, and Besser for the Canucks on the Dazzlers. And Whistle for Chicago. Regula for Chicago, and not a French variation behind it. Romanov for the Habs on the Young Guns. He's kind of just the top load and sleeve later point right now, but Entwistle for Chicago on the Young Guns. Yeah, his kind of shot up in value. Kravtsov for the Rangers and Barbashev for the Blues on the French. I was honestly disappointed in myself for not buying them up earlier. Dumba for the Wild because like he's a good player and they'll go up during the playoffs type of thing. Wolf for the Leafs. Ingram for the Predators. Iafallo for the Kings. But, yeah, like $10 a piece is like pretty good. I'd still say like he's gonna do well. Like if they go deep in the playoffs, he's gonna be a big reason why. So I'm feeling. No, Romanov's a big young gun. Bill, it is. How are you doing? How is your How's your blood pressure after, I mean, A, the last little bit, and B, last night's game? You have the Leafs, by the way. No, jersey, nope. Maybe. It's been a weird start, if I'm being honest, to the case. It's like getting a couple of exclusives, doubling up on the Young Guns of Stützle, and we'll be at, I think, 4 jersey cards through 4 boxes, which is pretty insane, considering they're 1 per every 2. So, all right, I think this is Hagel for Chicago. Yep, Hagel for Chicago on the Young Gun canvas. This is going to be, I feel like this is going to be a weird case. So cards are sticking together. Crawley for the Rangers on the Young Guns. The cards just have a different, they just have a different feel to it. Give you hope, yeah. Zamula for the Flyers. I mean, if anything, this playoff, like, have shown that, like, if the Oilers just improve their depth even a little bit, Berdine for the Jets, well, okay, a little bit would be a lot at this point, but, like, if you just make that manageable and, like, you just draw your minutes without McDavid and then you just put McDavid out there, like, that's a good key to success. All right. Send for the Devils. One. Reduke for Vegas. There we go. Yeah, the cards, this is the stickiest series too. It's been, they're sticky but greasy at the same time. It's really, really weird. Andre for the Stars. There we go. Francis for the Avs. Skinner for the Oilers. Skinner for the Oilers. Well, another dual jersey, and this one's a good one. Byram and Bowers. Off to Edmonton. Hey, I mean, that'd be yeah, good call not to go to Calgary when they lose. Well, sleep on top of that one up there. Good to get both of them. I'm just gonna make sure I didn't place the top down of hits, but I don't think I did. Just Crosby base, perfect. That's all fine. Alright, that's good. The jersey card was not that long ago. And Poganski for the Blues. One more hit in the box. It is a canvas, and it is Blake Wheeler for the Winnipeg Jets. That'll be fun. I'm sure it's pretty wild out there too, right? With all the playoff hype. So, but yeah, this has been a weird case so far. I believe the rookie dual materials, the ones that we got the Byram and Bowers of, and then the Foodie and Kivlenix. You know what? Let's sleeve and top load this one as well, just because it's weird. And I like highlighting weird / interesting things. So, I believe they're 1 and 2 cases type of thing. So, this is box number 280. And we'll show it once we open it up. I'm looking forward to this offseason, though. I think this offseason is going to be interesting. You're going to have a couple of teams try to get aggressive with their moves. You might have Malkin hit the market. I mean, there's a chance that JT Miller's on the trade market. I would kind of hope that he's on the trade market, to be completely honest, but it's 045280. Oh yeah, like any Game 7 in person is just much better. Especially when you have one player that just takes over. I mean, it's like the Sedin's final game. Like, there were a lot of people being like, that was like such a cool event, like, to watch on TV. But like that game in person, oh my gosh, that was that was a different experience. Like, oh, I got goosebumps just thinking about it. That was one of those just like, you had to be there, you had to watch that game, and like growing up as fans of the Sedins for their entire like careers, to have it end at home that way, like just everything that happened, that was just, it was just wild. Yeah. Like even Game 7s in junior hockey are phenomenal. Like if you have a local like junior hockey team or something, look it up. They're fun to go to and just be a part of. Now the hockey's also pretty interesting at times. So Ryan for the Senators, Sen for the Devils, connecting for the Flyers. That Sedin game was just one of those. Crawley for the Rangers. One of those, like, you had to be there type of thing. Soderstrom for the Yotes. The minute that it leaked on the that it was, like, starting to get talked about that they might be announcing their retirement, it was, like, I just, literally, I remember being at work being like, Sedins are going to retire, buy tickets if you want them. They're going to, like, quadruple in price. Suitor for Chicago. And I bought my tickets instantly. Because they were cheap, too, because the Canucks weren't, like, that good. Makar for the Avs. And so, like, I got them below what they would have been, and... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yossi for the Predators on the street clothes variation. Knew I missed one. But yeah, that was they may not have won a Stanley Cup, but like that game right there was one of those just like K'Andre Miller for the Rangers. Like I wouldn't say it's better than a Stanley Cup, but it is definitely like, to end their careers, you couldn't have asked for a better performance in a better game. And it was just fun. Stone for Vegas, Burns for the Sharks. Like, just pure entertainment. I loved it. Laugh for the Rangers. McMichael for the Capitals. I mean, there's not many people who can tell the Sedins apart. I gotta get more sleeves up 1 second. But yeah. Anytime you have a chance to go to a Game 7, or even just a playoff game in general, right? Like, junior hockey, like if it's BCHL, WHL, OHL, CHL, I mean USHL in the States, try it. Oh yeah, the Swedish dad. It's funny because I thought about that in my head. I was just like... they have one of the best commercials, and oh man, it's just, I'm just so excited that like that game was one of those ones that I'll always remember. That's a game that like you don't forget and you tell people about as often as you can, because it was phenomenal. It was a phenomenal end to phenomenal careers. And yeah, miss them. I miss watching them play, right? Like, we probably won't ever see two players play the game like that. And you know, for all the chemistry that other players in the league can have, there probably will never ever be, oh, maybe not ever, but it'd be very, very unlikely to have two players at the skill level that the Sedins have, with just their chemistry and essentially telepathy. Just phenomenal players on and off the ice. I mean, you know, you couldn't ask for two better players in every asset, or at every facet of the game. Tyler Johnson for the Lightning on the clear cut. Vadimo for the Habs. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Rittich for the Flames. Belzile for the Habs. Alexia for the Capitals. French Young Gun of Kasha for the Flyers. Especially for them to end up on the same NHL team too, right? Kasha for the Flyers on the French Young Guns. like just everything that fell into place. The Lightning for the Lightning is just one of those, like, there may never be players like that. Berdine for the Jets. Young Gun Canvas of Mitchell for Chicago. Sen for the Devils. Joseph for the Penguins. Regula for Chicago. Regula for Chicago. Quieter box there. I just got the French Young Gun, but not a good French Young Gun, so. Alright, halfway point coming up here. There's box number 183. Yeah. I mean, Sundin also had a big influence on them too, right? Sundin, you know, notable Canuck legend. Only team he played for. But no, I think the Sedins were also just like those type of people anyways. And Sundin just kind of helped reinforce that. But it was funny because I always liked Matt Sundin, and then when he's Sundin, it's like, yeah, like this is good. Like, yeah, it's expensive, and like. SP1 and SP1 variation. Is that from Series 1? If it's from Series 1, then it is the NHL Draft variation. It is... If you search up Laugh, or like, here, let me just pull it up. It's easier to show it then. Series 1 draft. So there's here, I'll just switch over. So like this would be that, it's in Series 1, but it's like that. I think there's a different one where it's like fingers up, I think. I don't know where it is, but that's what it is. It's like that one, and then there's another one. SP. I don't know what to look up for it. Gold. I don't know, but anyways, it's essentially that. It's the draft variation. They typically have had them every year where the first round pick gets like the draft variation. That won't happen next year in Series 1 because there's no first round draft picks in it, or no 2022 draft picks in it. So it might happen. We might get Owen Power. Next year's going to be an interesting year for breaks. Seattle's going to be a team that you want to have. Buffalo's going to be a team that you want to have. Montreal in the latter half of the year. Columbus will be interesting. Kent Johnson. Columbus will be interesting in the second half of this year because I really like Cole Sillinger. Sharon Govich for the Devils on the Young Guns. Korpisalo for the Blue Jackets. Ottinger for the Stars. Hagel for Chicago. Matt Roy for LA on the French. Makar for the Avs. And here's our fluorescence. Kaut for the Avs. Not the best name, but it's a fluorescence. It exists. Wolf for the Leafs. Grubauer for the Avs. Yeah, no cap yet. Nigel for the Sharks. We did hit 2 Jimmies at least, so our Jimmies were rustled. Carlson for Chicago. And, well, here's another checklist, and they don't need to get randomed in multiple ways now. I don't know why I'm top-loading and sleeving it, but Emil has both teams, so no randoms. Actually, I don't know why I'm doing that here. Yeah. There we go. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Joseph for the Penguins on the retro. And no cap yet. Maybe this box. This box feels like Hoglander though. Feels like Hoglander. Yeah. The minute you send cards off for grading, you're just instantly anxious for them to come back. I mean, I think there's a chance. I think you can make a pretty good argument that they do trade it, depending on what the package is, right? They're in this weird stage where they've got a young enough core that, like, they don't necessarily need it. But I think if a team offers enough value for it, like, if the Rangers come with Laugh Plus for it, you trade that. Like, don't even think twice, just do it. Romanov for the Habs. This one is miscut. Mantha for the Red Wings. Guy Lafleur for the Rangers. The Flower. So, like, again, Shane Wright is interesting. McLeod for the Oilers. Very good player. Zagadulin for the Flames. Ottinger on the blue for the Stars. But Konechny for the Flyers. His results haven't grown as much as what you would hope. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Dellandrea for the Stars. Nylander for the Leafs. So, like, he's kind of stagnated a little bit. And, like, there's a lot of valid reasons for that. Malay for the Capitals. Dellandrea for the Stars. Leonard for the Sharks. Krebs for Vegas. You know, like, there's a lot of valid reasons. It could be that, you know, him not playing hockey in a key development time for him hurt him. I think it could be his, you know, a lot of his, like, he's a very good player. It's just that he's a product of ice time rather than just pure talent type of thing, which happens a lot in junior hockey. You know, like, the more playing time in regular hockey, the more playing time you get, the more points you will get. So, like, his point totals could look really good, but he could also be playing more. So, oh yeah, like, I think this year, like, you could tell me that you're gonna take, you know, some people that are slotted 3rd, 4th, even 5th at first, and I would be like, okay, I can see that. So. I view Wright in a similar way as, like, Nugent Hopkins, for lack of a better phrase. Like, may never end up being the #1 guy on your team. But like he's gonna be a solid NHLer. Like the thing with Wright is that his floor is like at worst Jordan Staal. Like at worst Jordan Staal. And that's a really, really good player. He could end up being like a Patrice Bergeron type player, which is insane. But, you know, it's likely he'll fall somewhere in between. And there's nothing wrong with that. It just depends on what you're doing. I think we might have a Fanimation. 2 Coles, 3 Coles, 2 Zegras, 1 Gibson, 1 Knight. Nice. But yeah, like, there's enough of an argument for the players around him to justify... Oops, sorry, wrong page. There we go. To justify trading it. And I think they're at a point where they can justify trading that pick. I think that drafting in Montreal makes it a little bit harder to pass on the pick. And I do think it is probably right to draft right for them. But also, like, we don't know what the trades are, right? Like, if the trades aren't good, if you're not getting, like, Laugh Plus for Wright, then even Laugh for Wright 1-for-1, I would say... Oh, man, I'd still probably take that trade if I'm being honest, but... It's definitely, like, you know, you want to see more from the Rangers because you lost 2 years of ELC control, and that's actually a pretty big deal. Here's a program of excellence. Liljegren for the Leafs. Taylor Hall for the Bruins on the program of excellence. Remember, Canada goes to current team if they're active or most games played if they are retired. So 3 special canvases today. Kershaw for Chicago. So, you know, there's going to be pushes and shoves everywhere there. Korshkov for the Leafs. And ultimately, like, it's a really tough decision. Mikkola for the Blues. But it is one of those years where I think there's a lot of merits to trading down. Fanimation of Yossi for the Predators. Predators. A little bit of a soft corner on this one, I will say. That bottom left corner is just a little soft, but super tough pull. That's awesome. Awesome to hear. I mean, like, hey, getting your stuff back early is always nice. Sorokin for the Islanders on the Young Guns. We'll sleeve that one up after. And then it's a Tatar canvas for the Habs. But yeah, I think Montreal's in a pretty tricky spot there. So Tatar for Habs. I think you could fleece a team on that trade, you know. Soderstrom for the Yotes. And I also think like it's very risky because if Wright turns out to who, you know, you kind of thought he'd be heading into junior, McLeod for the Oilers, you're not going to live that trade down. Barabanov for the Leafs. No matter how good that trade is for you. Block for the Islanders on the clear cut. We've got a lot of clear cuts so far. The Rosier for the Panthers. Trade Montreal to Tampa. All of Montreal to Tampa. That'd be funny. Montreal gets traded to Quebec for the Nordiques. God, could you imagine if there's like a 33rd expansion draft and it's like, the NHL just like allows a team to do that? We hit our French. I think we hit our French, right? No, we did not. French in this half. And last pick. All right. I mean, so Stamkos for Lightning, I think his 10 grade is like a BGS 10. And that's fine. Chatfield for the Canucks. I think that's the proper way to do it. Lorentz for the Hurricanes and Backstrom for the Capitals on the French. From a personal standpoint, because I think Hellebuyck for the Jets, I think a lot of PSA 10 sometimes will have not great qualities to them. Burke for the Yotes, like they won't be perfect. But depends on your expectations, right? Archman for the Panthers. So I don't think there's anything wrong with it being tough to get a 10. Dubois for the Blue Jackets. And I mean, in a similar extent, I don't think it's technically wrong with what PSA does, right? Hakanpää for the Ducks. Didn't throw a young in there, no. Angelo for the Penguins. Delandre on the blue for the Stars. Prisky for the Panthers. Coughlin for Vegas. That's the box. Yeah. I mean, like, it's one of those things, like, they also have to be tougher, right? Like, you can't... I don't know. It's tough. Like, you can't be too easy as a new company and give everything 10s, because you're going to have a bad reputation that, like, you grade easily and it's going to devalue it. And like what you want to do is you want to create a point where you're creating that prestige and that value for having a 10, because that is, yeah, like both of you are saying, like having that 10 from your company means like that card is one of the best condition cards that you will find. And I think that is a good way to go about it. You know, it's like BGS 10s. So, and I think if you're starting out as a grading company, you need to do that. You need to make sure that your value is coming through. And like when people say, "Oh man, like that's a mint 10," like that is like an insane condition card. You need that brand recognition there, right? Like that's what you want to have. And then like over time you could relax that a little bit, but that's where I think a lot of the branding comes in. Like when someone says a PSA 10, you're just like, okay, like cool, it's in a fine, like it's in a like good, like really good condition. But when someone says a BGS 10, you're just like, holy crap. Like your reaction to those two cards is totally different. Right? Like if I were to tell you I had a BGS 10 McDavid Young Gun versus a PSA 10, like you'd just be like, I'll take the BGS 10. Yeah. So yeah, I like their approach. Ben for the Stars, Soderstrom for the Yotes. Vancheck for the Capitals. Berdine for the Jets. Colasar for Vegas. Woo! Crosby variation. This time on the suit. Oh yeah. BGS black labels are extremely hard to get. Even a BGS 10 is really tough to get. So, like, if you see those, there he is. Kirill showing up. Box 8. Honestly, like, I know it sounds stupid, but 100K for that is almost seems low. Like, in order to get a McDavid Black Label, how many boxes would you have to open up? How much money would you have to spend on grading? Like, if you really wanted to own that card, that's actually a good deal. Radish for the Rangers. Latunov for the Sharks. And French variation of Nichushkin for the Avs. Ryan for the Senators. And Whistle for Chicago. It's like someone had a complete set of like the Cup rookies, and I think it got bought out here. And it was really cheap from 05-06, and it's like one of those, like, I wanted to go in on it with a few people just because Regula for Chicago, because it was a really good deal. Like, you're paying for Carlson for Vegas, you're paying for Crosby and Ovi essentially, and then everything else is free. Oh yeah, that's the flip side, is like, I don't have 100K to throw around, so like, if I could get 100K for a card, like, you know, that's one that you always list it well above what you want it to go for, and then you as time goes on, you just slowly increase the price as his price goes up, because like, there aren't gonna be too many of those. That is also one where you literally like get paid and then you fly down and hand deliver it type of thing. Oh man, no, you go through an airport and you handcuff that to your wrist. Half joking, half serious, but like that is legitimately actually like getting close to the good old fashioned briefcase handcuff to your wrist type of thing, so they'll have to cut your hand to get it. Subban for the Devils. Nice Marchment for the Panthers. True for the Sharks. Same for the Devils. Yeah. Oh yeah, like you meet at a very public place. Reduke for Vegas. Harley for the Stars. I mean, in general, like any type of value. Eichel for the Sabres is generally just good practice. Ustimenko for the Flyers. Like, malls are good places, like well-lit mall areas. Harley for the Stars. I bought cards off a guy in a Tim Hortons. That's extremely Canadian. Burke for the Yotes. Bellows for the Islanders on the jersey. It's our 5th jersey? Yeah. And Milosh for the Sharks. So. And it wasn't Tim's cards. It was like a Matthews PSA 10 Young Gun, other stuff like that. It's supposed to be a complete set of 10-11 SPX rookie jersey autos, but it's 10-11 and 11-12, but 10-11 was missing Fowler. I never did contact him and be like, hey, one wasn't there, so. And like, I mean, if someone doesn't want to meet you at those locations, like, you call into question their motives and why they don't want to meet you there, right? So. It's like, yeah, I want the back alley at midnight in front of this place where I work, and it's like, or like behind this place where I work, and it's like, maybe not. Oh boy. They have a plate of spaghetti for you. Oh, candlelit dinner in the back alley over a sports car deal. Like, man, that is that would be an interesting little skit. Lawrence for the Hurricanes. Ingram for the Predators. Hoffman for the Panthers. Kivleninks for the Blue Jackets. We still have our clear-cut young gun and a French young gun left. Reduke for Vegas. Haven't hit a Cousins yet. Miller for the Rangers. Good one. Yeah, that one's pretty wild. Oh, here's our clear-cut young guns. John Leonard for the Sharks. Well, didn't get our wish, unfortunately. Leonard for the Sharks on the clear-cut. We really have had bad luck with clear-cuts. Good luck with exclusives, bad luck with clear-cuts. That goes there. Bromé for the Red Wings. They're going to have to set up like bait cars again. Well, Ottawa can have themselves a break. Jimmy Stu on the canvas. They caught one of them. That's good. I mean, it helps that one of them's a really high profile case. So, Robertson for the Leafs. Krebs for Vegas. And Roslovic for the Jets. Dumba for the Wild. Canvas, two young guns. I mean, like, hey, they also have the Sabres, so they get the checklist as well. There's 2 checklists. Caught them in another car, yeah. So. Yeah, hopefully, like, again, that stuff normally, like, comes in waves. From, like, just historically speaking, or, like, it feels like, you know, you get one prolific carjacker that goes out and does it a lot in a short amount of time. And then, like, they get caught, and then it just dies down, and then you get someone else that, like, figures out how to beat the system. And then they go through it, and then same thing. I luckily have not had my car stolen yet. I've had stuff thrown at my car. But yeah, like, having it, like, I think having it, I'd rather have it stolen from me than taken from me at gunpoint type of thing. If I were to choose between the 2 evils. Reduke for Vegas. Ooh, we got a Pros and Prospect coming up here. Joseph for the Penguins at 250. We haven't had good luck hitting big names in this set either, actually. Like, it still sucks either way, but it's just like, one's like, one you at least don't have the trauma from type of thing, right? Mitchell for Chicago. Prizzy for the Wild. Nelson for the Islanders. Entwistle for Chicago. Anderson for the Kings. Reed Duke for Vegas. Zucker for the Penguins. Milosh for the Sharks. Prisky for the Panthers. Ooh, yeah, that's scary. Send for the Devils. And Larmy for the Penguins in the retro. Yeah, Series 2, for whatever reason, we just can't hit big name pros and prospects, or like the colors and contours and clear cuts. For whatever reason. It's our kryptonite. It's our break tonight. Whew. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, 42675. You know, that's one of the like scary parts of gang violence and stuff like that going on around, and like stuff like that. Ooh, that's scary. Is that like it's the bystanders that you like really worry about? You know, the people that don't want to get caught up in anything and shouldn't get caught up in anything, that just wrong place, wrong time type of thing, right? So. But. I luckily haven't had any incidents like that in my life yet, so. Yeah, no, I definitely don't want them. I've had the phone call death threats and stuff like that. And that's like, that was just annoying after a certain point, so. Oof, yeah. Nelson for the Islanders, Velarde for the Kings. Prisky for the Panthers. Under for the Stars. Heck, I mean, even if I wasn't 6, I would still be scared at that. Entwistle for Chicago, like. Oh, box filler. That's a timely one too. Matthew Tkachuk. Nice little box filler there for the Flames. We actually got it. Not always a guarantee that you get it in a case. Again, not a super high valued card, but like very thematic card for the player. Hoglander for the Canucks and the Young Guns. Technically not an instant sleeve and top load. Probably will be long term. I mean, we did hit a Crosby base variation, so Draisaitl for the Oilers, which is good. Zagadulin for the Flames. Bergeron for the Bruins. I mean, we hit the Lafleur retro canvas, which is nice. Malay for the Capitals. Geeky for the Hurricanes. Nicola for the Blues. Yeah, he got the hat trick last night. Yeah, pretty good. Sorry, I just don't remember if we got the French in that. I don't think we did. So. His dad did not want to throw his hat out. God, it's so cool seeing like Brady like there cheering him on and stuff, and you know, there's people being like, oh, but like the Sutters wouldn't do that. It's like the Sutters would be cheering just as hard in their own unique way. Like, that's how Brady Tkachuk is. He is pedal to the metal at all times, full energy. What you see is what you get. Like, he's just that enthusiastic, and he's that into it. And it's like the Sutter brothers are literally on the record of saying that they would cheer for each other in games that they played against each other, as long as the other didn't win. But, like, you know... why are we punishing people for having fun and, like, cheering on their family? Heck, if it was Pettersson, they're, like, picking a team and cheering for them. Like, if Pettersson was there to cheer on, like, Tanev and Markstrom and stuff, like, I'd be all for it. I think that'd be kind of cool. You know, see the camaraderie between your former players? That's always cool. Burke for the Yotes. Taves for Chicago. Radish for the Lightning. DiPietro for the Canucks. Cal Foot for the Lightning. Soft edge. Did I say Radish for the Lightning? I meant for the Rangers. Broberg for the Oilers. Can't remember now. Hakanpää for the Ducks. Shen for the Blues. Ustimenko for the Flyers. McNiven for the Habs. And random checklist for the French variation between Chicago and Edmonton. Chicago is Dan. Edmonton is Kevin. So that one we do have a random for the French variation checklist. I doubt we'll get another one. If we do get like a clear cut on our exclusives, we'll random the clear cut or exclusives off, and then loser gets this as a follow up type of thing. But Draisaitl for the Oilers. And Geeky for the Hurricanes on the jersey. So, pretty jersey heavy case actually. Been a weird case. Good case, but weird case. There we go. Okay, I just gotta make some room for the base cards. Base box is almost full. There won't be too many special McDavids or Matthews in this. I think Matthews was Series 1. McDavid might have also been Series 1. I think. Should be able to tell. Yeah. So. It'd be tougher to get rare cards of them in this, at least, so. They don't have award winners. Matthews might be. Yeah, I think Matthews is Series 1. This is 186 on the box numbers. Here we go. Still 1-0 in Tampa. Man, Tampa is generally so good at controlling a game, like especially penalties and stuff like that. Like they game the heck out of that. Three minutes left in the second. Oh, I forgot to buy juice today. Went to Costco today. Got myself some. They had hamburger buns on sale, so got myself bread for the next few weeks. Got the chicken taco kit. Phenomenal buy. Get 3 to 4 meals out of it for like $16. Some chicken, some tortillas, some salsa, some sauce, some cheese, some cabbage. I wish they gave you more cheese, but like that's just more of an incentive to buy cheese while there, which I'm not going to complain about. here we go. Darkoff for the Blue Jackets. Belzile for the Habs on the rookie portraits. Belzile for the Habs on the blue rookie. Robertson for the Leafs on the retro. Zamula for the Flyers. Again, if you're wondering why I'm flipping over the retro cards too, just whether you're on YouTube or in stream or wherever, Brome for the Red Wings on the Young Gun canvas is because sometimes the retros in hobby will be blank backs. Wool for the Leafs on the fluorescence. Not the worst. Not the worst, but still not great. But yeah, they can be blank backs, which are super, super, super short prints. Essentially, I think high gloss short print may be rare, but yeah, super cool cards. I like them. One of my favorite. I don't think they get enough hobby love. Latunov for the Sharks. Gallagher for the Habs. Broberg for the Oilers. Wool for the Leafs. And Hagel for Chicago. I think that's our first Hagel. I don't know. He hasn't put up the best of numbers. But again, he's younger, so who knows? Will we see a Young Gun exclusives? Yeah, that's the thing. The Leafs do, if there's going to be one team that, they do develop their goalie well, outside of the Canucks, because, but also, Canucks are very particular about the goalies they pick for this reason. The Leafs will put in a ton of money. 1-1, nice. The Leafs do put a ton of money into development, so. I hate when teams got mad that they let prospects, use their practice facilities, and it's an unfair advantage. It's no, it's not. Just do it yourself. It's oh, you can't afford it? Well, then that's your owner's problem. It's because it was the Leafs, it became a huge issue, and it's sorry, they actually, care about developing hockey players. Lawrence for the Hurricanes on the Young Guns. Levy for the Canucks, Franton for the Avs, portraits and French. Hedman for the Lightning. Zagadulin for the Flames. Kivaranta for the Stars. DeBrusk for the Bruins. Skinner for the Oilers. Skinner for the Oilers. Yeah, I mean, it's also a large sample size thing, right, too? Smith for the Predators. Goalies will have off games. They'll always have off games. Ooh, another President. Oh, I got so excited by the first name. Ustimenko for the Flyers. I got baited by that one. I thought it was... I saw Corona, just it's Kaprizov. And then, no. Well, 2 in a case is rare. I haven't had a Cousins Young Gun. And there he is, Cousins for the Sabres. Good, and he's the one that, we can open up 2 boxes in a loose case, or, loose case 2 boxes, and pull 2 of his Young Guns. But over a case, we will get 1, and it will be in, one of the last 2 boxes. So consistent with him. I don't know why. Bobrovsky for the Panthers and Jones for the Blue Jackets. All right, 1 box to go here. 1 random. 1 random to do. Last box. I mean, to be fair, I did kind of see it was the edge of his Young Gun, so. It was right as I said it. It was we should be getting him soon. 187 on the box numbers. I mean, hey, it's been an 87 case. We got a Crosby French variation, a Crosby Street Clothes variation. What did they go for? I'm actually curious now. The Crosby's like a... Okay, it's cheaper than what I thought, but... It's not bad. The French is probably lower. Yeah, they're still decent valued cards, but... Safe hat. Okay, Kaprizov High Gloss. Let's just get it out of the way. Honestly, I will take any Young Gun High Gloss, but like Kaprizov, gotta do the lucky box rattle. Yeah, one more. Gotta get a good one. God, it's been a while since I've done this. There we go. Wasn't great, but was better. I am not responsible if this box does not contain a Kaprizov High Gloss. I've done everything I can to summon it. Everything in my power to summon it has been done. I won't forget the one time where we were on where we did a case and it's like, man, this has been a really, really weak case. And I'm just like, well, unless the last card's like a Kaprizov exclusives or something like that. And then it was. It's like, I think that's how it went at least. So, well, we got double Dazzlers. Larmy for the Penguins. Kivlenix for the Blue Jackets. We actually should technically have a French Young Gun. Gross for the Yotes. Don't think we've pulled him yet. Soderstrom for the Yotes. Hoglander for the Canucks. Teravainen and Konechny. Canes and Flyers. Canvas and Dazzlers. Krebs for Vegas. I think, yeah, we've only pulled one French Young Gun so far. Lindstrom for the Red Wings. Lagesson for the Oilers. Kivlenix on the jersey for Columbus. Pull a lot of jersey cards, though. Nigel for the Sharks. Belzile for the Habs. I feel like we pulled his Young Gun canvas earlier. Maybe not. I think we pulled Evans, and that's where I'm getting confused. We didn't even hit like that great of Young Gun canvases. There have been times where people have gotten upset. There was a time where someone got upset that like sometimes when I did like a high-end product, like I'll go like this to try to reorder the cards so the top one's on, and my hands were like above the camera for like half a second, and they weren't even in the break. They saw it on YouTube and were mad at it, and it's like the card that they were mad about was a Gretzky Lemieux auto from the Cup, being like, oh, you put something better there, or like something worse there, there's something better there. And it's like, I would not replace it. Like, A, I would never do that because that is extremely scummy to do. B, I like literally one of my biggest enjoyments is just getting good pulls for other people. That is one of my favorite things about doing this. I love seeing other people get excited and getting them something sick. And see, do you know how good your sleight of hand has to be to do something like that? Like, you've seen me fumble cards and packs on here enough that, yeah. So, I've thought about getting like a second camera, like overhead type of thing for the draft, and like getting that set up at some point. Just to have it on record the whole time, maybe not necessarily on like on stream, but on record, so that way like it's just gets it. But you know, Sharon Govich for the Devils, Harkins for the Jets. Yeah, they said like essentially I held the cards out and someone dropped someone else, and it's like the cards weren't above the screen for that long. Lightning for the Lightning on the Blues, like they weren't above the screen for that long. You couldn't see, like you could see shadows and stuff. Ingram for the Predators, like I don't know, man. Joseph for the Penguins. It's just someone that was looking to get free stuff type of thing. Schmaltz for the Yotes, and it's like I just like ending the break on like suspenseful notes. Quinney for Vegas. Because, like, ending on a big hit is always more fun than not ending on a big hit. Ingram for the Predators. And, man, we can't, like, just... Our special young guns in this case were brutal. Chatfield for the Canucks on the French. So, it happens, though. Like, I get the concerns, and, like, something I try to be very conscious about. Drysdale for the Oilers. Because, like, I like when we end on a big hit. But if people are going to be like that, and if people don't like it, then cool, like, I'll change it. Dumba for the Wild. But, like, I think for the most part, people like the suspense of it. Lawrence for the Hurricanes. And finishing off, Couture for the Sharks. Well, not the end of the box set we wanted. No exclusives, but we did double dip on, like, couple case hit style cards. So, I mean, one random to do. A Fanimation. Can't forget about that. Those are extremely tough to pull. One random to do. Let's get that set up. And then, yeah, breaks for next week are going to be, depending on how much stature we get in, they won't be going up Monday. As a heads up, Monday is a holiday. I believe Monday's a holiday. So I don't think they'll be going up, but on then, probably on Tuesday. All right, so here we go. 3 times. Once. Twice. Third time. Chicago on the French checklist. Chicago. So let's back to Excel. Go. Yeah. Recap time. Yeah. Yeah. Is it one of those cases that was just like it wasn't bad? It wasn't great. It existed. So, all right. Let me just order these into like a cooler kind of organization. Special canvas, base variations, that, we're calling this our hit of the break just because it's timely. Oh no, that's the hit of the break. Okay, there we go. All right, well we hit the checklist on the French, that's nothing major. For like base young guns, we got 1 Cousins, 2 Miller, 1 Sorokin, 2 Hoaglanders, 2 Romanovs, 1 Kaprizov. He falls down. 1 Stützle. I was just about to say we didn't get good young gun canvases, but we did get a Stützle and 2 base Stützles, so Ottawa crushed it. In terms of other cool hits, we got a Crosby French variation, Yossi Street Clothes, Crosby Street Clothes, Hall Program of Excellence, 2 retired canvases for the Rangers, Lafleur and Jackman. Wool and Kaut were fluorescences. We got 2 pros and prospects at 250. Joseph for the Penguins. Ustimenko, who I thought was going to be Kaprizov at first for the Flyers. 2 things that are technically every 2 cases in the dual working materials. A Foodie and Kivlenieks and a Byram and a Bowers. Our French young guns were Kasha and Chatfield. Not great there. Clear Cut, not great with Leonard. Very, very fitting box filler with Kachuk. And then, I mean, hit of the break. Sure, we'll go with the Fanimation. May not be the highest value card from the break, but definitely the rarest and one of the coolest. I mean, the Kachuk technically is also a fitting card. But yeah, anyways, that is the break. Thank you all for coming out. Again, breaks next week. Stature is slated to come out, so hopefully we'll have a break of that next week. It might get posted later on after the original break. I'm not sure.
what the plans are there. So just depends on how much we get in type of thing. But anyways, take care. Have a good weekend. I know it's a long weekend up here in Canada. So yeah, take care. Have some fun. Enjoy the sun. Enjoy the weather. Enjoy the Battle of Alberta. Hopefully we get some more 9-6 games out there. Take care. Have a good night.